Hi. Previously, we have shown you the benefits of our map server working with our privileged access management product. But here, we're going to focus on one aspect, and that's web single sign-on. Now, that's because organisations are consuming more and more SaaS-based services from the cloud. Marketing departments in particular tend to share access across those SaaS-based services, and that gives us a problem in that unauthorised access to those services can reveal your digital strategy and even your onward product direction. Now, the Universal Web Single Sign-On template allows you to define exactly who can have access to those services, and it separates the people from the credentials. Now, we could have shown you almost any SaaS service, but in this example, we're going to show you it working with SEMrush.
The most important thing about our approach to doing this is that we make sure that none of the marketing department staff ever get access to the SEMrush credentials. This means they can't be phished, malware can't steal it from their workstation, and if they leave the organisation, they don't take those credentials with them. Now, we do this by running a secure browser on our map server. That allows us to inject the credentials for single sign-on away from the user's workstation and provide a secure and clean access path for those users. So now I'm a user in the marketing department. I've logged on and I search my device list for SEMrush. I click on the entry to gain access to SEMrush, and it now gives me a secure connection via the map server with single sign-on into SEMrush, recorded, audited, ready for me to do my work. So the way we add SEMrush into PAM is we need to gather a few bits of information about the site that we want to log into. So first of all, we go to the SEMrush site and we go to the login page. And what we need to do from here is to grab the path of the URL to log into, which is semrush.com/login. Now, I've got Notepad over here just to take a note of these fields as we check them out. The next thing to do is to work out what the XPaths are for the email field and the password field to be able to do the login. So we do that by using the developer tools within the browser and the element finder. And that allows us to select the email, and we can then go to that input tag and we can copy the XPath of it. And that's what we need to tell PAM about for where we want to put the email details in to do the single sign-on. So that's just an ID of email. And we now do the same on the password field. And we also go and grab the XPath of the password field. And this is the information that we now need to use to enter into PAM to provide our single sign-on. So in PAM, we go over to our device list and we want to add a new device. And we're going to add it using the Universal Web template. And we've got a couple of different versions of this, one supporting Chrome or Edge, so a bit more modern, or one using legacy Internet Explorer if it was an application that required old school Internet Explorer. But in this case, we're going to use Chrome, and we're going to do it using a local account within SEMrush, so the SEMrush admin account, rather than linking to Active Directory, which is another option within PAM. So let's pick that template. It now asks us some information about this page. So we'll put in details of the site we want to connect to. So that's semrush.com. We want to connect to a path which is login. So that's the login page. We then go to our notepad and we copy out the XPaths for the username and the password, which is ID email and ID password. The template here also supports two-step login pages. So that's where you submit the email or username, hit next, and then put in the password or authentication credentials. This site isn't a two-step one, but we do have the option to support it there if it was. So we'll continue on that. It now wants details of the first account that we want to put in. In this case, it's the shared account we want to gain access with. So I have an account which I will use to gain access, and I'm just going to go and get the password of that account. So now I've got the password of that account. I will put that into PAM and we will store that away. It's just checking that the site is there and that the name resolves. And we now put in the display name. So this is what the users will see in their device list. So we'll call this SEMrush and we'll create our device. Now we can go to our profiles and we can add some user access to SEMrush. Now I have a Cloud Portals profile already existing, so I'm going to add it in here. And I'm going to add the SEMrush device. And I'm going to add the shared access to the templates at osirium.com account. That in there. Now from the user point of view, from the device list, now if I search for SEMrush, I see SEMrush coming up with Chrome and the templates account to log on. Click to log on to that, and this should now do single sign-on using the map server into SEMrush for us. And there we have signed on access without knowledge of the credentials and an audited recorded connection. So there you have it, a SaaS service added into PAM using our universal web single sign-on template. So easy, you can do it yourself. If you'd like to know more, please get in touch.